Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop on these charts on this beautiful Wednesday, May 6th, make sure you read what's on the screen, man. Trading is risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose money. It's a crazy thing to do. Make sure, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. It's all for entertainment purposes only. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube, Kick, and X for fun. Make sure you do your own research and make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop from accounts. And the affiliate and punishment disclaimer. This is how I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Like Top Up Futures code RDF and a whole bunch of others nowadays. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money, which I do. Important for me to note that and for you to do your own research and make your own decisions. Chat! What's going on, guys? How we doing this morning? How we doing this morning, man? Here nice and early, not too early, 9:27 a.m. We got a few minutes until NYSE Open. What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you guys hopping on as always, man. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. Let's see what we got rolling, man. Let's see what we got rolling. I got a couple things to talk about today. A couple things to talk about outside of just the markets. We're back in action in a Top 1 Futures live account. That didn't take very long. Was halfway expected after taking a payout from that account from yesterday. We are back in a Top 1 live account. And we talk about some of the accounts that I'm live with, what I'm trading in sim, what I'm trading in personal, all that fun stuff. Got kicked live with Lucid. Was trading a bunch of those with you guys. I am waiting on that Lucid live account. But first and foremost, let's talk markets. Let's talk about what we got going on here today, guys. Had a couple of overnight swing plays. That played out pretty nicely. I had one that played out not nicely for me. But this market has just been incredibly strong, man. Incredibly strong. Yesterday's trade on YM, I got myself out at break even. I ended up short the market and had a chance to get out at break even as we drifted down here into the afternoon. Really just did not expect a big push to the downside. And then I was able to take a quick short on NQ yesterday that paid me on one account and killed another. I posted that in Discord. Showed you guys that, you know, I do send some accounts to the grave. That's part of being aggressive. But this market overall, man, has just been incredibly strong. I'm really going to be cautious hitting the short button, hitting the sell button. On YM, on NQ, I think it's been an insane thing to try to do. I don't know why I've done it multiple times. And I've lost accounts doing it, right? You know, shorting in just a grindy, bullish market. Not a smart thing to do. Just really not a smart thing to do. YM, much different structure, right? A whole lot different structure here on YM. You can see that just from the daily. We have not just been blasting off through all-time highs. In fact, we haven't even put all-time highs in on this big run-up. That being said, yesterday and today, coming into the open, very bullish. Very, very bullish structure, pushing to the upside here. Market likes the news. Again, we are trading headline markets. There's constant updates out of the conflict in the Middle East that is driving price all over the place. We do not have red folder news today. We do not have scheduled red folder news today, just to talk about it, looking at News Squawk. We do not have that. Friday, May 8th, we do have NFP at 8:30 a.m. I think we had ADP non-farm today at 8:15, and that's it. We got crude oil at 10:30. That could definitely move the market a little bit. Crude oil inventories, just based on the dynamic with what's going on in the Middle East. But taking a look at this, man, really bullish. Really, really bullish here. You know, could we turn around at any point? Sure, right? You know, we could just sell off. We could dump. On YM here, I'm really, like yesterday, I really, you know, I said this a handful of times. Even last week, I said I didn't want the shorts. I'd prefer the longs. I would definitely prefer the longs. Where? I'd prefer it in here. If we returned all the way down to this area, if we cracked lower at the open, since we are opened up right now, 9:30 and 36 seconds. If we cracked lower at the open, I would look for this long. If we push to the upside, again, on YM, which is a little bit different than NQ. I don't know why I was short NQ yesterday, guys. I have to ask myself these hard questions. You know, not a smart thing to be doing, right? Take a look. Why? Why are you hitting the sell button, even on low time frames? Why? You're going to try to catch this move in here instead of all of this? YM looking very different, right? Very, very different market. Could it still run to the upside, and is it still very bullish overall? For sure, for sure. But I wouldn't mind that mean reversion play into the open. Into the open. Like yesterday and the day before on Thursday, you know, last week, I had waited a bit. So, again, we're opened up right here, guys. Into the open. What would I be looking at? You know, near, just zooming out pretty far. Near these highs again. If we test it up around these highs, I don't want this line on my chart. That's prior all-time high. If we test it up around these highs a little bit more, gave me a way to structure risk to the outside, I wouldn't mind that mean reversion in. I think we get it right now. I think we come right back down here. But I would prefer not to be short this market at all, just in general. But again, YM quite different. You know, I could allow some wide risk, something along those lines for a move back in, something like that. Break this new live account in from top one. Would not mind something like that on YM here. I would prefer, again, not to take that. If we sell off pretty aggressively, which we're not doing here, I would not mind a long. I'm going to get rid of that. Would not mind a long. Zones coming into play. Session changeover. Volume point of control for current session all the way down here. Obvious key level that's been put in. Multiple volume points of control. Multiple tops and bottoms from both days and sessions. You know, this could be a key spot to take a look at. VWAP way up here after this big bullish move in pre-market. After some bullish moves in the overnight session. I don't know that we do that. I don't know that we do that. And if I'm looking at NQ, it'd be long right in here. Long on this dip immediately. Right? Like right into here. Right in here. So we actually got the move that I was looking for on NQ. I think that presents you a way to structure risk. I'm not going to run NQ into the open. I'm just not going to do it today. But something like that looks pretty beautiful. Even a simple 1-to-1, something like that. Really aggressive, right? Could we come all the way down here? Sure. Absolutely. And I think that would be completely reasonable to do. Just mapping this out. You know, if we are going to pull a higher time frame, it's not that big of a deal. Come to yesterday's volume point of control. And then blast off and just continue doing what we're doing and grind higher for sure. For sure. But I'm not here to pick a top on NQ at all. If I was trading NQ, this is it. Right in here. I'm not trading NQ right now. Looking at YM. Looking at YM. Yeah, mean reversion trade. You know, off of the open is what I would like here. But longs I need it from down in here. I'm not just buying off of VWAP, buying off of the open. That would have paid pretty nicely the last couple days as we've gotten really bullish here, but it's definitely not my play. I will be exercising some discretion, as I always do, but I wouldn't mind a retest up here. We started to pop, and that might be all we do. But I was looking for a retest up here, potentially to get a stop way outside of this area. Again, I don't love getting short. Has not been paying me very well in this market. Longs have been paying me. Just taking a look around all three of these bad boys. Yeah, man, that move on NQ is beautiful. Beautiful. What a beautiful retest of current volume point of control. All of this. Right? All of this. We didn't hit the open. I'm sure a lot of people are looking for that, right? That gap right in here. I'm sure a lot of people got their eyes on that, you know, pre-market low, overnight session low, you know, open. Excuse me. Yeah, the open right here. But this would have been beautiful for a long. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Stop outside of this area for a push back up. So, yep, I'm going to watch YM, see what we start to get today here. See what we start to get today here. How are we doing, chat? How are we doing, guys? Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alan, what's up? AK, what's up? Storm, what's up? Rhombus, Hansel, Purple Ninja, AJ. What's happening, guys? What's happening? All good here. What's going on? KS and Mayhem. That's how it goes. Top dog. What's happening? What's going on, guys? What's going on? Nate! Damn. Nate struggling. Yeah, man. Nate, I think it's part of the journey for you, brother. I think it's part of the journey, man. I think it's just a reflection of where you're at. I wouldn't beat yourself up as much as you're beating yourself up. It's a long game, man. Years, even after some wins, it's a big long game. And in this market, you know, I don't know if you're still on NQ or if you're on ES. You know, this might just be not the market for you, especially if it's your first time or first couple times trading all-time highs. You know, it's a very, 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 very different market. You know, what's working here, and it changed very quickly. What's working here would obviously not have worked here, right? So we really turned on a dime this year. We chopped for a long period of time, right? You know, this was 60 trading days or so. And then, you know, in a few trading days, a couple weeks, we made it back to all-time highs, and we've just been breaking higher. I think a lot of traders are struggling with that. I'm going to lock in real quick, man. I'll come back to it. I'm going to lock in, guys. I kind of like this for a short. It's aggressive. Again, I'd prefer not to be fading this market. We could just be blasting off today. But I'm going to go for that initial mean reversion style trade if it sets up for me, which it is. It is setting up for me. Again, shorts have not been paying me, but I got to do what I got to do, guys. I got to take my mean reversion style play right in here. This is not looking bad. I want a little bit more out of this. Yeah, so guys, just the conversation on this. I think we're either coming back to this high volume node in here, reason for the short, coming back to this high volume node in here after retesting the 50,000 evens, or we're blasting all the way up here to all-time highs. This is either going to be the run to all-time highs or a retest up here before a reversion down. I'm going to trade this as the retest before a potential reversion to the downside. Could be aggressive. That's going to be my trade for the open here, guys. That's going to be my trade for the open. Again, YM, very different than NQ. I want to be clear. I do want to be clear. It's the hourly chart now. If I'm trading NQ, I'm not shorting this thing, man. I'm just looking long. If I'm on NQ, and I did yesterday, so I'm saying, like, as of right now, especially into the open overnight, like, you know, you're picking a top here, bro. You know, you're picking a top here. Again, I just want to display this so I could have a little bit of... Well, that's not the right one. Could have a little bit of, you know, conversation here. This is very different. This structure is very different. Not only are we not just cracking, you know, prior day high and not breaking prior day low, which we are doing, we have not even hit all-time highs, right? So it could be the lagger, could be taking off. This could just be the run to the upside. I'm going for a retest. I do like this structure for... this mean reversion, right? We took off at the open. We didn't pull back down at all. We, what time is this in here? We hung out around here in the overnight session, then we took off into London, and we really haven't pulled back down at all. So, you know, it's not like, where are we at? Where was the trade that I was really not happy with? Where's Thursday? Even yesterday, like this wasn't that great, right? Why? We pulled back. You know, we hit VWAP. We came down really aggressively, and then we popped, right? For a short, right? Where's Thursday? Yeah. Same thing in here, right? You know, I'm shorting somewhere in here for a pushback down after a pullback. So, let's see what we can do here today, guys. I do have a fixed take profit in here. This market is very strong. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna trade this. I'm gonna trade this true to form. No fixed take profit. It's just arbitrary. Stop loss in, no take profit. I'm looking for a move back down around this volume point of control. Holding through VWAP is dicey. We had Purple Ninja ask me about that yesterday. It is dicey. A move back down to VWAP would give me a quick win just to come down here into these pre-market lows. And I think this is an interesting spot, right? This is the 15-minute chart. If we're looking, you know, right in here, we do have some tops and bottoms that were put in, right? Take a look at, you know, these candle closures in here, right? Bodies, wicks, and then wick down here, some wicks down here. You know, that tells us we had a little fight that's put up. Look left, you can see how that came into play, right? It's the open from, oh, it's the weekly open. It's the weekly open here, right in here. So yeah, this could be an interesting spot. I'd be a little bit cautious holding through this. My game plan is not to find the top and catch a huge reversion. I would like to hold my trades longer. If I was going to hold all the way through these lows, I would go stop loss to break even, which I hate doing. But this could be my play for today. This could be my play for today. But I already made money. I already made money long and lost money short. So we'll see what this one turns into. Guys. What's happening? We're gonna talk, chat. We're gonna talk. I want to wait for a couple more people to hop on. I want to talk about the live accounts. I had some questions on the live accounts. I want to talk about the props that I'm trading. What's been working really well for me. Some positioning that I'd like to do before getting moved ahead of more live accounts. You know, the accounts that I like to trade. All this fun stuff. I definitely want to go into detail on that today. So stay tuned as the trade's running, after the trade. And I'll tell you early on, guys. I got some accounts to give away today. We're going to do some giveaways. If you stay with me today, we're going to run some giveaways. I'm going to run them. I'll probably run some stuff early. This way we'll reward the people that are on here early and not everybody that hops on late just for the giveaway. But if you hang out with me, I got to talk props with you. I got to go through a couple things. This way I could refer people back to this live stream when they ask me the same questions over and over again. I want to talk about the accounts that I'm trading, why, what I like, what I don't like. I want to talk about getting kicked live, the benefits, the drawbacks. I had somebody ask in Discord today. What was the question? Question for you. I hear some people complain about props making them live and some happy about it. Can you go over what the deal is on live for prop firms? I'm a bit confused. So that's what I would like to go over today. I would like to go over why traders are often, you know, upset about getting moved live, why traders are excited about getting moved live, some differences across the account types and sizes that you're trading and what that means for you when you get moved live, you know, and just how you could prepare for that upper level. Again, most traders are not there. Let's be honest. Most traders are not even passing evals, let alone taking payouts. Most traders are not taking so many payouts where they're going to get moved to live accounts. But it is important to understand and consider, and I think it could be important that you understand, you know, what the hell I'm doing, right? When I say, hey, we're trading a top 1 live account, or we're getting moved live with Lucid, right? You know, what accounts I'm trading and why. It's important to note. So we'll talk about that today. But in the meantime, as we're running this trade short, which we just talked about, looking for a move back down around VWAP, that would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet right back down around these lows. Maybe we absolutely dump, but I would definitely take it in here, guys. That would be fine. I'll take $1,000 and you know, go on about my day with you here. That'd be fine for me. That would be just fine for me. Very strong market. You know, I'm finding myself short on YM. I'm not gonna press it. NQ pushed on the upside. Yes, pushed on the upside. Yeah. In where's our weekly open? Hang on one second. I don't want to come too far off of this. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind this right in here. This is an interesting spot. You know, take a look at the daily. I wouldn't mind this right in here. Let's use a ray. I think we could definitely find. I think we'll find buyers. Do we turn around right here? Do we reverse? I have absolutely no idea. But if we're gonna put a nice, you know, big, huge bullish candle to the upside in here, when we're only gonna retest, there's a chance that, you know, we don't come all the way back down here. We don't flip this thing bearish. We don't pull back to volume point of control. You know, we just catch this mean reversion right in here, and that's gonna be all we want to do. So I don't mind that. Just we're starting to move that way, guys. So I'm just trying to pay attention here. Where was our... This is Sunday changeover? Yep. Yeah, that'd be through VWAP. I don't even know if I want to be that aggressive with it. Don't even know if I want to be that aggressive with it. But I think this would be a dicey spot to get through. If we even, you know, come all the way down through VWAP. This would be first, you know, challenge in here. Down here would be beautiful, but that would really be flipping the day bearish. And I'm not really aiming for that. Just aiming for that mean reversion off the open. Nice entry on this crack to the upside. Can't complain about that. We have traded... What am I short? The 64s, 964s. We have traded 100 points in my direction. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. No stop loss to break even. Not yet. We'll have to accept a loss on this one if we have to push to the upside. Not enough to take it just yet. And we do have headline risk, guys. We have continual headline risk if that's not abundantly clear to you. You know, Trump comments, news comments, anything out of the Middle East, we definitely have headline risk. I will make one comment here. If we start to sell off as we come towards VWAP, I will go stop loss to break even. You know, if we wick lower, if we do any of these things, right? We could just turn and run my stop. You know, that's fine. But just framing out some trade management ahead of time. Since we caught this really nice, aggressive move to the downside, I want to be on the right side of that and grab it if I can. If we come down here and for some reason I don't close out, I will go stop loss to break even all the way down here because I'm cautious of a really aggressive bounce in here. But not yet. You know, not yet. I got to give this thing a little bit of room, although I'd love to not see it come back up here. I got to give this thing a little bit of room to breathe. But as we come lower down towards these lows, I will drag that stop in and then look to grab some profit on this. Really just looking for one crack down here, man. I'm not looking for this to be a complete reversal day. That's just not the thesis of the trade. And guys, I'll come back to you in chat. I know we're talking. Nate, you had a couple comments in here. You know, I want to talk to you guys. I've been able to watch a lot of you guys and hear from you and, you know, talk to you. And I want to continue to provide as much, you know, of my dumb opinion as I possibly can. But I'm not gonna do that just yet. Then we're gonna talk prop firms. We're gonna talk prop firm live accounts. We'll talk about it all today. Ooh, nice aggressive move to the downside, guys. I'm gonna get ready for this one. We got some volatility coming in here. Yeah, I'm not going to be greedy on this. I'm going to throw a take profit in here. If we crack lower, you just see, yeah, right into these lows here above this key level. I'd be looking for profit right in here, man. Right above VWAP would be pretty sweet. Just in case we get a nice wick down here, I'd like that. That would be just fine for my day. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be a little bit protective on this one. I am gonna go stop loss to break even right here. Stop loss to break even plus stop loss to break even plus 2 ticks, 3 ticks. I'm gonna do that now. We got some wiki movement to the downside. We could come right back through the top on this. I'd prefer not to take a full stop after we catch, you know, over 100 points to the downside. Again, I'm short a very strong market here. I'm trying to keep that in mind. I'm going to utilize that discretion, right? That intuition within my trading. We caught some nasty volatility here. We're recovering. That looks like some headlines. You know, let's see. I'd prefer to get stopped and have full risk for a later trade or tomorrow, rather than have this thing run through the highs. Because honestly, we wicked up here. If we come all the way down the way we are now, 200 points off the high of the session and then back through high of day, I don't want that. I don't want to be short in here. So, you know, this is a fine invalidation point. My thesis is we reject the way that we rejected. Now, you know, now the question is, can I capitalize on this rejection? You know, does it give me enough, me personally, enough to take profit on, right, where I'm comfortable? If we pop to the upside, pull back down, and then continue higher, you know, what does this structure look like, you know, today, right? First off, we know what we've done, you know, in the overnight session. We push to the upside, chop, pop to the upside, you know, it's tiny pullback, pop to the upside, pull back down, hold VWAP, right? Push off the open, pull back down, hold VWAP, and then we come back up here, and I'm still short. You know, look at this objectively. Like, why am I short? Why would I still want to be short when it's just bullish, 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 right? So, you know, for me, I don't like stop loss to break even. Yeah, it looks like we're going to push after that coming in. I really don't like it in the long run. I find it hurts me more than it helps me. But I'm going to try to find some discretion to be a little bit more defensive if I'm going to short this market. To try to not be on the wrong side of a trade that moves in my direction, shows me $600. You know, I don't close out. I'm looking for 1,000, and then it comes back to stop me out for, you know, over $1,000. I'm going to attempt not to do that, and it does look like we want to potentially test higher. So anyway, guys, I will come back to chat. Yeah, it looks like we're going to push higher here. I'll come back to chat. I'll read through, throw questions, throw comments, throw concerns in there. I'll chat it up with you guys. But this is trade number 1. I'm happy with the entry. Maybe could have been a little bit higher on that one. But I'm not looking to watch something today, you know, go in my favor on a short. 135 points on YM. You know, this is the 15-minute chart, guys. So, you know, I'm not looking to run something short like this and then have it come all the way back through the other side and go, well, why? Why did you do that, right? You know, why did you hold on through all of this big bullish price action? So, that's my trade. You know, there's still certainly a chance that we are going to do this and then we test all the way down here. You know, I think if I was going to go for something like this, if I was going to hold this trade, I would need to not only go, you know, wide stop loss to allow it to come back all the way up here, but also, you know, I wouldn't be looking to take it off quickly. I'd be looking for a big reversal, right? You know, if I want to allow the market to move that far against me, I'd need to, I'd really need to allow it to then push in my favor, right? At least that's my read of the market today. That's what I got today. Again, just a quick take profit as we started to push lower. I don't know that I want to hold for that. Looking down into these lows, down around VWAP, this was an interesting spot looking at higher time frames. Coming off of all of this down in here. Interesting spot right here from the open, right? Well, we're getting some trading in here this morning, man. Getting some trading in here this morning. Again, guys, I know you're chatting it up. This market's moving. I think we could really quickly approach a take profit area, and when we start doing stuff like this, right, out of nowhere at 950, I got to be paying attention. You know, I really got to be paying attention, and I haven't been doing that great of a job of that. I will also say that. I love live streaming. I love trading live with you guys. It's awesome. It's fun. You know, it makes me money. I hopefully provide value to you guys. It's a nice mutually beneficial relationship. But I will say, I've caught myself distracted quite a few times talking to you guys, marking charts up, looking at different things that we're talking about. You know, I can yap all day, and you know, trading's a game of inches. It's split-second decision-making that's required. So I'm gonna try to stay focused on this one, which it looks like coming back to stop and break even, which I'll be happy with. No problem, man. No problem. Also, just getting started in a fresh live account. I'd prefer not to bury it day one. I'm not looking to grab, you know, super quick profit and just start, you know, just taking payouts for no reason. You know, could easily put 500 bucks in the bank, showing the profit that it gave me already. But, you know, I'm going to trade. But, you know, there's also a level of, hey, do we want to come in just super hot and heavy off the bat on a, you know, on a fresh account? Trade the market in front of you, regardless of the P&L. But, you know, I'm gonna try not to immediately bury a live account. It doesn't bode well for you and your trading abilities at the prop firm that you're with if as soon as you get moved live, you take a loss and then you lose the entire account. That's what most traders do, believe it or not. More often than not, traders do not take a single live account payout, at least at the firms that I've talked to. I think that would probably differ across firms. But there's a skew for a couple reasons on that. Yeah, pushing higher, holding VWAP. We rejected there pretty nicely. Came lower. Let me map my trade before I potentially get stopped on this one with you guys. 64. Let me make sure. Yeah. And then we can come back to it. And we can come back to it. I started with a fat stop on this one, but we'll see what a one-to-one looks like, right? Because, you know, if I'm going for something like this outside of yesterday when I'm running a prop account with a consistency rule, you know, there's no consistency in this. I don't like to intentionally run a negative risk to reward if I don't have to. Let's see. In by the skin of my teeth. I think it would be pretty unlikely to not take the stop out on this. We did put a wick on that 15-minute candle, and we did crack the prior 15-minute bar high. I'm in by a couple of ticks here. 10 a.m., 10:30 crude oil inventories coming up. I'd be surprised if I didn't take a stop and break even here. ES pushing higher, filling liquidity above. Yeah, YM continuing to push higher after holding VWAP off the open. There we go. Out for break even, plus a couple ticks. 20 bucks. Nice 20 bucks. More than happy with that. Not nearly enough to grab profit, especially with a wide stop that I was initially running. Absolutely not, what I want to start doing. Majority of my trades continue to work in my direction after I close them out. So for me, in no way, am I doing a good job by clipping that for, $500 in here, with a wide stop like that. Now, let's see how that stop loss to break even serves me today. Watching this structure, I'm going to talk to you guys. I want to answer some questions. Watching this structure, that was my mean reversion trade. We just didn't revert to the mean. We really didn't come down and even sniff VWAP, right? We came, at best, VWAP was lower here, close to 60 points. Not enough. So, let's see. Let's see what we get from here, guys. All right, let's see what we got. Chat, how we doing? Break the wick, no issue. Chances taking this wick high before breaking. I don't know what exactly we were talking about. I'll have to catch up. Morning from South Africa. What's up, guys? I can't multitask like you, man. I can't be live streaming and trading at the same time. I can barely trade. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. I give anybody that streams credit. Not only are you dealing with performing in front of a crowd, right? Because we got, usually a decent amount of people on here. There's a ton you got to do, right? Talking, answering questions, all that fun stuff. Gustavo, good morning. Do you trade full time? No, man, I just do this stuff for fun. I work construction. I'm here almost daily. Just in the background. Awesome. I'm such a chicken, Zach. I'd take that profit and run like I stole something. Yeah, again, it depends, right? Like, did you do this? Did we do this? Maybe that's enough. That kind of makes sense. Maybe like you pulled something like this and it was a beautiful trade, right? But that wasn't my entry. This was this was initial setup, right? So if I run trades like this every day, right? You're trading with a nasty negative risk to reward, and you're going to win far more often than you lose. But when you lose, you're going to, take massive losses. And for me personally, I find that majority of the trades that I close in profit continue in my direction. So I attempt to, trust the data, trust my data, trust my results. And, how many times do I have to watch a trade go $500 in profit? I close it out and then it goes $2,000. 5 times, 10 times, 20 times? How long before you want to hold for the $2,000, right? That's the question. Let's see what's kept. Watch charts all day, best way. Nice. I've seen this case. Suddenly wick without taking high become liquidity to take. Okay, yeah, we're talking about a structure on the chart for sure. For sure. I'm waiting for IB. Zach's about to go to lunch. Yeah, not quite there. Not quite there. Reading the chat. Nate. Morning. I like Lucid the best. Yeah, I like Lucid too. Code RDF gets you the best deal at all of your favorite prop firms, including Lucid. We'll talk about some of them. Which prop firm account is the best value? We'll talk about that. Got to work on building my confidence. What's up, guys? Yeah, I just want to take a look. What's the stat? I think 12% pass in eval. I don't know. It's horrible. Almost nobody. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Listen. Here's the deal. Guys. Here's what I've seen. Nate, I think you know what you need to do, man. I think you hit really early success, and you're struggling with something that I've seen a lot of traders struggle with. Again, I don't know your specific situation. I know you got some stuff in your outside life that's tough, but you hit some early success. I'm not saying that you didn't trade for a while before that, but ripping max payouts from prop firms without putting a lot of risk on and just burning through combines like an absolute madman, is very, very difficult to replicate. Even with a lot of consistency. And I think that sets you up to step outside of what was working, and then confidence gets shaken when it starts to not work and we start losing accounts, and then it's all bets are off. Also having some outside stuff, man. I know you've had some stuff in your outside life. That bleeds right in. So you got to go back. You know what you got to do? You got to go back to basics, man. Micros, super slow and low. Rebuild confidence. You know, that's my thought process. Like in the pullback here, if we reach this view up, I consider a long entry. Yeah, I got a feeling this. I got a feeling this does what it almost always does when I go stop loss to break even, and shows me why I shouldn't go stop loss to break even. NQ pushed in the downside here. ES kind of hanging out in the middle. Yeah, just watching markets here, man. Watching markets here. Yeah, this is gonna punish me. This is gonna punish me. How many times do I have to go stop loss to break even? I mean, again, not a like I talked about, not a bad invalidation point. Let me go through and defend myself here for a second because I got to watch this now play out. Not a bad invalidation point. If we hold VWAP, we revert here, right? I don't get out on this move to the downside, and we come back towards this high, right? Not a bad invalidation point to say, hey, you know what? Super strong market. You know, look at what we're trading in. You know, near all-time highs. Big bullish movement off the open, off the week, especially when I'm on the laggard, right? You know, I don't trade these. Oh, sorry, I don't trade these in correlation, but it's important to note, especially when we have the U.S. indices, you know, on an absolute tear. Just ripping highs, just ripping through all-time highs and continuing higher. I'm short the market. Again, also, I've been short the market a couple times with you guys, without you guys, and I've taken some L's. So I'm trying to be a little bit more defensive on the short side. Probably hold those winning trades longer on the long side, right? That said, almost always, I'm going to say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Stop loss to break even doesn't help me. Almost 8 out of 10 trades that I go stop loss to break even, I'd say roughly around that number, right? Maybe you'd have some back-to-back in a sample size, but over a large sample size, are going to continue in the direction of my trade rather than stop me out. Let's see. Let's see what happens today, right? All we can do is trade, you know, try to stick to our approach, try to review, trust our data, right? You know, how long should you hold your trades? When should you enter? Where should you place stops and targets? You do that over and over again. You ship something, as they say, and then you kind of work out the kinks as you go. But on this market, man, I will also say there's a level of what you should do. There's a level of what your data tells you to do. And there's a level of what can you do mentally, you know, and physically, right? You know, where would you be triggered? And watching this one come through the highs and stop me out on this fresh live account, I probably wouldn't be too happy. I don't really want to be in that situation. So, I need to hire a ninja to remove Zach Shortman. Yeah, for sure. I got busy yesterday and I didn't put my stop loss in. Lost 2 accounts. That sucks. It sucks. It happens. Maybe set personal daily loss limits. The stuff can help. Nate says, my life is chaos. Yeah, bro, don't trade. Don't trade. Can't trade if your life is chaos, in my opinion. It is a mental game that we're playing here, and if your mentals are all over the place, man, you know, take a step back. It's just not a good spot to be. I say that from experience because when I've tried to do it, I've blown accounts. You know, I'd say the most recent one, and I made a little video after it, was, and I talked about it on the live, I unfortunately had gone to my second funeral in a week. This was last year, pretty early last year. Luckily, you know, not my close family members, but still was heavy. And I came back from that second one, and I hopped right on the charts, thinking, you know, I know what I'm doing. I'm fine. And proceeded to immediately blow multiple good prop accounts. Like, you know, just completely, like, not really aware, but also aware. And, you know, that's correlated. It wasn't a mistake that you know, was done in that way. So, you know, I think most people would tell you that. You know, trading is tough on the mental game. You need to have everything in line up there to stand a chance. So, you know, step back until you can get that going. Plus, you've got, you know, some confidence rolling with that type of stuff. You know, that's my 2 cents, man. Not to make the whole thing, you know, just about that. Hoping a long stop, small size stop below on NQ on VWAP. Late to the stream. Hope you are all good. What's up? Yeah, one break even that I'm watching move in profit. And I don't know, man. I think I might have to become a never, ever, ever, ever break even trader. You know, I did save myself a full stop out yesterday by closing a trade out at break even, applying some discretion. But man, it's just so hard to do, even when it makes sense, even when discretion and intuition is calling out, when the data just is so against it. It's just so against it, you know? But again, I gotta say today, even with discretion and ability to defend myself, in my humble opinion on that move, I would not be happy watching that thing push to the upside. And I do know there's a level, right? There's a limit. Like, what can we take as traders? Am I really comfortable, you know, watching a trade that I put on here move $600 in my favor and then come all the way back to stop me out in this bullish market after I debated going stop loss to break even? Not that I'm going to go on tilt and just blow it, but I just don't think I want to use a unit of risk to do that. So, stop the break even. You guys are funny, but backtesting and every strat I've always tested has shorts listed as successful logs. For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the markets go up over time. You know, markets go up over time. Bushes thing. Hypocrites the trade. Wait for you. You didn't lose. So, not losing is way in my book. Oh, for sure. For sure. Absolutely. Right? You know, saving eating the risk, being flat. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Done. Longs 43 to 49. Nice. Turned into a permable. Yeah. Yeah. You know, Ramos made a comment. You know, any strat, longs are going to outperform shorts. You know, if you're on the U.S. indices, over time, what do the U.S. indices do? Right? Like, you know, take a look. Like, you know, like zoom way out. You know, over time, what's going to perform better in this market? You know? Sure, shorts are going to clean up here and here, right? But what's going to have performed well, you know, in general, right? Longs. You know, we're going to go into periods where being a permabull just cleans you out. And I watch these dudes on Twitter, on IG that are like, you know, long, essentially just wake up and long until it doesn't work. And they're cleaning up right now, right? You know, it turns a lot of guys into permabulls, especially this market. But you can't just be a permabull, right? Because what happens... Sorry, I was on the daily. What happens is, you know, permabull here, you're waking up, you can't lose, big payouts, big profit, and then what happens, right? We do this. And then we do this, right? And, you know, and for 53 days, your wake up and long didn't work. And, you know, now you're done. You're just completely done. So I don't think being a one-sided trader is good. I think having, if you're going to have any bias, a long bias, you know, over a short bias is going to help you in the U.S. indices specifically. But not all instruments trade like this, right? You might be trading Forex, you might be trading, you know, something completely different that is much choppier, you know, much less movement that way. So, important to note that. You know, what instrument are you trading? So let's talk about it. Can you go over prop firm account rules? I'll talk about the prop firm accounts that I trade. I'm not gonna make this a prop firm account rule, you know, live stream. I will say that if you want to look at prop firm account rules, you could look at my YouTube channel. I have a ton of videos on that. Backtesting for the last 6 months, randomly for 1 to 3 months each backtest. Not gold. Golden rolled over recently. This nasty suspicion that IB fail is going to be the play. Yeah. Yeah. Very well could be. So let's talk about this though, guys. I don't really have a second setup immediately on this. I'm gonna watch what happens here. So far, long and NQ down here would have paid really nicely, but we didn't get a ton of follow through. This was a beautiful retest down here, and I'm sure a ton of people that trade NQ that were longing it off the open, looking for a dip, got paid. Just trying to break higher. This is kind of interesting, man. We had big movement overnight. You know, really big movement overnight. Do we have the juice to sustain that? You know, we did here. Like, holy hell, man. Just crazy. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Do we want to come back to yesterday's volume point of control? So far, it's making the case for longs. The longs down here would have been beautiful. It's making the case for longs in here. You know, there's not much calling for shorts. You're picking a top, in my humble opinion. Maybe off of current volume point of control. You know, this high volume node if you're looking for shorts. But it's a tough market to short, man. I've lost too many, obviously, shorting it. So, whoa, I'm not going to look to do that. YM, you know, that initial trade, it's going to give you a second chance. That initial trade idea is still somewhat valid. Just eyeballing something here, guys. Yeah, I might have to try this again, guys. I might have to try this again. What was my trade? I might run this back, guys. Was looking to see if we just like wicked up here really aggressively. Was looking to see if we just wicked up here one more time. For those of you guys that hopped on late, I was short. This was my trade. Stopped to break even. We got a retest up here, and we've been holding this level. We are holding above VWAP. We didn't even test. You know, we could certainly take off, but I might have to send this bad boy again. A lot of volume being traded here on ES. Looking for a wick up here, guys, where I might run this bad boy again. Here we go. Headed towards the 50,000 evens. Trading that level right here. This is aggressive, guys, but I'm shorting this again. I'm shorting this again. I'm gonna run my short again. Stop to break even. I'm really just doubling back. Same style trade, same style setup. Whoa. What I wanted to do is I want to hide this because I want to keep this on, and I want to throw a short position on this bad boy. 50,000. Oh, 4. Bang! Short again, guys. Short again. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Arbitrary take profit can go way down here. I don't like to run a fixed take profit. Fixed stop loss, pretty dang far outside of this area. We would be blasting through the 50,000 evens. I'm looking for this reversion. We didn't get it before. I'm looking forward again. Looking forward again. Let's see. Let's see. Again, aggressive, counter to the move. Overall, counter to the higher time frame trend, especially on NQ. Very different market that we're trading here on YM as far as the choppiness that we've seen as NQ and ES have continued to run highs. Let's see. Let's see. That's my play. ES creeping up. I think you should at least let it take the wick high first. Well, I did not. But you're free to have your opinions. Do you journal your trades? Yeah. But what I do nowadays, I mean, I'm years and years into this. I don't have as much of a, using TradeZella and, rewriting everything. What I really like to do is review. I like to review all of my trades by throwing executions on the chart, typically when the market's closed on a weekend, and go through everything. But I found a lot of success journaling heavily, especially building out, where I was going to apply discretion and where I was not going to apply discretion in my trading. Will it continue to the highs and break 50K? Yeah, well, it did. And I'm short again. Hey, Zach, random question. Should I wait for the end of the stream for giveaway or go take a bath? You know what, Mr. Buggy? It's a good question. It's a good question. Not that I want you guys to think that because you ask about giveaways, we run giveaways. But because I did say I wanted to run one earlier to keep everybody on their toes. We're gonna run a giveaway, guys. Hang tight. Let me just get this ready as we are short one from 50,004. Stop wide at 50,000. 287. Again, applying some discretion on this, so we're gonna have to see. I'm not exactly sure what I want to see out of this one for a close in profit or for an L, to be completely honest with you. Applying a little bit more discretion today. We'll see if that helps me or hurts me. But first, since I've been so locked in, we're gonna have to do something here. Here's the deal, guys. Here's what we're gonna do. Ready? Are you ready? Here's what we're gonna do to keep everybody on their toes. Giveaway form is live in Discord. Giveaway form is live in Discord. If you're not in the 100% free trading Discord, there it is right there. Link is in the chat. If you're not in the Discord, link is in the chat. It's going to be live for 10 minutes. And guess what? I'm not tagging everybody because I want you to have to be here on the stream hanging out with me to make sure you guys get it. And guess what? We don't have that many people on the live stream. We only got a few people on here because everyone's waiting for 11:30 when I usually run the giveaways. So I'm going to keep everybody on their toes and reward everybody that's here. 10 minutes. Giveaway is going to close at 10:34. We are going to give away... Hang on, guys. Let me see what we're going to do. We're going to do... We might do multiple giveaways today. I don't know, guys. There's so many people back here that I have to answer to. We might do multiple giveaways here. But I did say we were going to run some Lucid giveaways. So guess what? We're going to be giving away a Lucid account today. We are going to be giving away a Lucid 50K Pro Eval account. We're going to be giving away a Lucid 50K Pro Eval account. If you want to check out Lucid because you say, hey, Zach, that's cool, but I don't want to wait for your dumb giveaway. I don't like you. Just tell me where to buy the account. I say, damn, bro, why are you so rude? Why would you say that? I'm just trying to give you guys accounts and make sure you can get the best deal. you can get the best deal with code RDF at Lucid. You get the best deal with code RDF at Lucid. Let me throw that in there. 40% off. Link is right here. Code RDF going to get you the best deal. Plus, not only will you get the best deal with code RDF, you will also get an entry to win one of multiple prop accounts from me that I'm going to do this week. All week, all purchases using code RDF at Lucid, Top 1 Futures, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, Alpha Futures are going to get you an entry to win prop accounts, extra free prop accounts, along with getting yourself the best deal. So if you guys want to support yourself with the best deal, support me, support the channel, whatever reason you want to use a code, go ahead and do that. But guess what? Also, as the code's up on the screen, remember guys, listen here. You don't have to click anything. You don't have to click any affiliate links. You don't have to use a code. I'm still going to be here and we'll still be friends. And you can hop in the live stream. You can hop in the free Discord. You can watch me, in fact, with no ads because I also stream on 0 ad platforms. I think today, actually, I tried to make sure that there was no ads here. It's okay, right? You might not be in a spot. You might just be like, hey, I want to hang out. I don't even know about what this trading stuff is, but this guy is, funny. Maybe you're learning. Maybe you don't like Lucid. Maybe you don't like any of the firms that I'm partnered and affiliated with and you trade Forex. Okay. Totally cool, man. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I'm biased. This is what I trade. This is what I've been taking payouts from almost every day, which is crazy to say out loud. But I took payouts almost every single day for the last 3 weeks before immediately they kicked my ass live. This is what has been working for me, so I talk about it. But first one's going to be for Lucid. If you have questions on Lucid, we'll talk about it. I'll talk about the accounts that I'm trading. We'll talk about getting kicked live, all that fun stuff. We do have a trade running. And again, giveaway time in the free Discord. Link is in there. Go ahead, get it filled out. Only fill it out one time and follow the instructions, okay? And let me be really clear here for somebody that, I'm not going to roast the person, but let me be real clear here. You can't have your brother fill it out, okay? Your mom can't fill it out. Your dog can't fill out the effing form, okay? I know there's language barriers and people don't understand what's going on, but I was really nice to somebody last week that did that. We'll see if I want to be nice or not, but I'm telling you, it says it on the form. Only fill it out one time. And guess what? If you have family members you with similar names and emails or even not, you can't use their stuff. They cannot trade. They can't trade from the same spots, the same household. You can't win accounts. Don't do that, okay? You're going to get banned from everything, including the prop firms. I'm partnered and affiliated with these guys, right? And not only that, I work with them pretty closely. I'm going to be hanging out with Clay from Top 1 Futures next week. I was hanging out with Brett Simba and AJ from Lucid 2 weeks ago in person, okay? If you're spamming giveaway forms, it's not going to go well for you, man. If you're trying to screw me, it's not going to go well. Please don't do that, okay? It's not cool. It's not allowed. Don't do that. Anyway, let's watch this trade play out. That's enough yapping for now. I'm going to talk about the prop accounts that I'm trading. I'm going to talk about live accounts. I have to remember to do this, but... chat. How we doing, guys? Yeah. We're getting it in quick here. Get the form filled out quick, boys and girls. Form filled out. Hey, I'm in Discord. I don't see the form. Go to the giveaways channel, and I think you'll see the form. Let's go. No brothers in the form. No, your brother can't fill the form out, okay? Your mom can't fill the form out. Your sister and your dog and your cat and your dead grandma, okay? You can't do that. We know the game. I understand. Trying to make it happen. I know. All right. I've done a lot of stuff myself, but I try to be real with you guys. Don't do that. Zach, I only see 2 channels in Discord. Rhombus, go to the verification channel and verify your email because you haven't been here in a minute and you probably need to verify. But I'm going to help you out right now and make sure that I just give you the verification role because I know who you are. You're verified. You should be able to see everything now. Looks like you did it before I even answered the question. We're being sneaky today. First lucid one since I joined. Yeah, we did a couple lucid ones so far. Let's go, guys. Good luck. Can't watch the stream at the same time. Ready. I have nothing to do now. I'm locked out for a payout from Lucid. Nice. Very nice. Awesome, dude. W's in the chat. Taking payouts from Lucid. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, guys. What I say? 11:34. I'm gonna stay tight to this. Trying to make you guys. Trying to keep you guys on your toes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not a lot of people filled the form out. Watch. All right, listen, chat. Watch what happens. For those of you guys that are here on YouTube, Kick, and X, watch what happens. 11 o'clock's gonna roll in. View count's gonna jump. Where's the giveaway form? Where's the giveaway? Are you gonna do a giveaway today? Are you gonna do a giveaway today? Because everybody's mom and grandma and sister hops on at 11 o'clock, keeping everybody on their toes. Maybe tomorrow I run it as soon as I hop on. Let me just throw something out there, guys. Maybe tomorrow, as soon as I start the live stream, we're running a giveaway. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. What do I know, bro? Let's see. Cool. All right, guys. Forum's about to close. Last chance. Last chance. Last chances. Get it filled out. Maybe we run multiple giveaways today. Maybe we run multiple giveaways tomorrow. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like it's hard. It's hard for me to tell. There's so many people that I have to answer to. MX duffel bag. Somebody said, "Hey, what section is the forum to participate in the giveaway?" And Bag said, "Probably the one that says giveaway." Yo, you guys are funny, bro. Nelson, it's okay, dude. Nelson Enrique, who asked that question. There we go. Somebody's laughing at it. Nelson Enrique, you're all right, bro. You're all right. It's okay. And I hope it's all in good fun. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. It's just funny the way that he said that. Probably in the one that says giveaway. I get it though. I don't know, man. Like maybe this is an indication that I had too many channels. Everybody complained about my Discord. Add more channels. Do all this fun stuff. This and that. I gotta narrow it down. So I'm gonna delete stuff, guys. I think I'm gonna get rid of like the mindset. Nobody really yaps in that one. I'm gonna narrow this down. I'm gonna clean this up. Probably today. The partners channels I like just because it gives everybody individually, you know, something to see if you want to click through. But I got to get rid of some stuff in here because you guys can't find the giveaway form in the giveaway channel. So that's probably something I can help you out with. All right, guys. Forum's closed. Forum's closed. We are closing it. For the record, we have like less than half of the normal responses. Like less than half. All right, guys, let's run it. First and foremost, we're going to take the fattest L today. I can feel it, guys. This is just going to rip through highs. For some reason, I'm short again. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I do need Ninja Trader to come and take the sell button off of my dashboard. I can't. I don't know what it is. No, it's a decent trade. It's the mean reversion style trade. I have to run it for a long time on YM until it stops working. I ran some shorts on NQ. That was really clear cut. Just should not have been running them. This is going to be tough, though, guys, as ES is pushing highs and NQ is trying to make a case to run off of VWAP. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to let this bad boy rip. I want to see the move back to VWAP. You know, no take profit. Way down here for a take profit. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm short one. Again, not a whole lot of risk relative to the account size that I'm trading. You know, in another live account, you know, a little over $1,000, $1,300, $1,400 worth of risk. You know, it's not going to be the end of the world. But let's go, guys. We are going to run a giveaway for a Lucid 50K Pro account. Shout out Lucid, man. Shout out Lucid for providing some awesome opportunity to traders. Started trading with them in February, and I am waiting on live accounts from them right now, which should be pretty sweet. Been trading the flex accounts, specifically the 50K flex accounts. Those were pretty damn sweet. If you want to check it out, link is in the chat. Code RDF going to get you the best deal. Now, 3 minutes on the clock. Just going to check that trade one more time. I'm going to have to watch this over here. There we go. And I'm looking down towards all the way down in here, the 800s. Cool. 3 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Good luck, everybody. There's the link and code for Lucid again. What's up, guys? Missed the entry. Mike, I don't know. We might do another one. I don't know. We ran this one early. Mike, we might do another one. I got to keep everybody on their toes. We got the spammers and the scammers. We gotta get them out of here. Sorry, Mike. You're here every damn day, so I'd like you to be able to be in. And everybody that's here every day. Lucid WAJ. Yeah, Lucid's solid, man. Again, I think everybody that I've traded with so far that I'm talking about is solid. And I got some people that I've been talking about that I'm not partnered and affiliated with, right? Trump for real, show me who the boss is. Yeah. Trump comments are gonna move it around. We're going to have an intervention, Zach. It's good for you. It's for your own good, brother. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to take the short button away from me. I think so. They know the time of your giveaway. Yeah. That's why I'm changing it up, normal. Exactly. Everybody knows the time of my normal giveaway. But guess what? It's gonna be it's supposed to be random days, random times. I end up taking trades and then I run it towards the end with you guys. Like I said, maybe we run it as soon as I hop on the stream. Like maybe before we even look at charts tomorrow, we run a giveaway. I don't know. Thank you for the giveaway for sure. In the same boat. I'll be so honest. I blew my account being an idiot today, so let's hope. Hey Morse, thanks for being real with us here, man. Being transparent is part of it. Yeah. Promos for prop firms, which yeah, maybe. I'll probably do that. KD Drew Power, whoever that is. I'll probably do that. I think that might be an easier way to clean up some stuff. I'm gonna clean it up though. I prefer a Discord with like no channels, like just like the main chats and then a couple informational ones. But you know, it's I got a lot of comments. People wanted different channels, talk about different stuff, but you know, we'll see. Dump it, screw the lurkers. Yeah. But yeah, I'm in the Discord. I don't see the form to apply. Yeah, so like I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit today. Oh, I know who you are. What's up? There we go. There are like 5 of us here first thing. Not here for the giveaway, here just to hang with people. Yeah, real Danny boy, for sure. Pam, you made it in. What's up? Rhombus is back in action. What's up? Oh, I wasn't even watching. Mahid NQ. Mahidi? I don't know. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't pronounce anyone's names. We got a W. Hold on, guys. Don't go anywhere. Remember. First off, you go wherever you want today. I don't know. Maybe we do something later. I don't know. But let's see. Were you following the instructions? I think this person is on the streams all the time, so I would be surprised if they were not following the instructions. But let's just do a quick double check. Oh yeah. They're following instructions. Mahidi, Mr. NQ. That's what I'm going to call you because I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. Are you here in chat? Let's throw the W's in chat. He's here. He's here. He or she is here in chat. There we go. As usual. There we go. Following instructions, man. W's. W's, W's, W's. Listen. This one's going to be a little different, just so you guys know. He's always here. Yeah, he is always here. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. We got a winner of a 50K Lucid Pro eval. Just so you know, this is going to be a little different. Mahidi, I have a code for this one, okay? The account's not going to come straight from them. I have a code that I'm going to give you for this one, okay? So I'm going to reach out to you after the stream based on the email and or the username in Discord that you provided. You don't have to reach out for me. You don't have to reach out to me. You can if you want to. You can if you want to. But I'm going to respond to the form that you gave me on the stream to make sure you're not a scammer. So, giveaway number 1 done. Lucid accounts. I don't know, guys. I got kicked into a top 1 account yesterday. Maybe we run a top 1 giveaway. I don't know. I don't know. If you're busy, you got to do what you got to do. I try to give you guys little hints. We'll see. We'll see. I'm letting this trade run, guys. I will be right back. I'll be right back. Actually, you know what we're going to do before I even go? Let's say this. I think, like, it'd be pretty cool if everybody hit the like button. Like, you don't have to do anything. But we got 22 likes on here, and we've had 187 views. There's over 50 people on here right now. I don't know. Like, maybe if the likes got up to, like, 100 today, like, maybe if the likes hit 100, maybe, like, something cool would happen. Like, maybe there would be, like, some ducks or something that run across the screen, and somebody wins an account. I don't know. I don't know, guys. We're going to have to see. Maybe 100 likes, maybe, you know, we would do something. We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out. Maybe something happens before 100 likes. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to let this trade run, guys. I'll be right back. Be right back in a minute. Back in action. Damn, I just punched my monitor. That wasn't good. Not the Samsung. Dude. Did I really jack that up? I hope not. I hope not. All right, guys. Let's see. We got a W here on the stream. We got somebody getting funded with the 50K Lucid Pro account. Shout out to my man who's here almost every damn day. Shout out to the market going to push all-time highs. This is my second trade of the day. I went stop to break even nice and early on the first one. We are continuing to drive higher here. Getting close to that daily high. ES pushing highs. Somehow, some way, I have to ask myself, why? I have to ask myself, why am I shorting this market, guys? I don't know. Maybe I've got a mean reversion play on on YM that tends to work out, right? Maybe YM is not nearly, look at the 4-hour chart here, right? Is not nearly as big of a drive that we've seen on this bad boy. Look at all of this fun stuff in here that we've seen on NQ, right? Very, very different. Like I said, definitely did not want to short. NQ today. I already lost enough money doing that. I'm short YM again. Twice after stop at break even. Yeah, NQ not pushing highs. It's kind of interesting. ES leading the way today? Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm leaving this one on. I don't mind it. Don't mind it. I'm going to run this bad boy. Diamond hands. Where is it? Where's the meme? Where's the meme? My favorite meme. Diamond hands. That's how we're running this one today, guys. That's how we're running this one today. And every day. Let's see how that pays me. But I also hit a I reposted a meme. It's not mine, right? It was something. Hold on.
Look, here's the thing. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded. In that.
That one blew up. In case you wanted to know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I keep shorting all-time highs. Don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it answers today with a W, and that'll be why. Anyway, guys, I'm watching this one play out. Let's talk. Let's talk. We got some time here. Maybe we run another giveaway later today. I don't know. Maybe we run one whenever. We'll see. Let's see. Congrats, man. Congrats. Yeah, dude was taking the win. Top one guys are great. They are. 30 MD30. What's up? Lucid Flex. Yeah, Lucid Flex was solid. Lucid Flex was solid. I need to log into burning accounts and rock the legs. Long in MGC, sorry, nice. And MYM, nice. Yeah, we'll see how the longs play, man. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a very bullish market, you know? Again, remember, guys, like, a lot of people get mad. They're like, you should be long, or I should go long, or long means this. Dude, like, you could be long, and I could be short, and we could both make money today, okay? In fact, I've had that happen on my stream. I've had a lot of guests on my stream in the past, or some guests on my stream in the past. Both times Randy was on my stream, we took opposite trades just by way of what our system called for. And both times, which is uncommon, we made money. He got short ES, I got long ES or NQ or whatever we were trading at the time. And I did the opposite. And both times we made money. He took a scalp, I held it for longer, I made money, right? So you might have got long in here already and, you know, you caught like 60 points on like 5 minis or something. Awesome, right? And I might get short in here and take, you know, 40 points of heat and then dump, and it's just a completely different trade. So, you know, remember, guys, like, there's not one right or wrong way to trade. You know, short is not enough. Long is not enough, right? What is your time horizon? Where's your stop and take profit going? You know, what the hell are you doing? You know, market's going to go up. Yeah, it's going to go up and down today. It will go up and down. You can say that confidently with 100% certainty. You know, where is it going to go up, from what point, how far, and before what happens? So, you know, just don't be dissuaded by other people calling things out, or when somebody else is getting short if you're looking long. You know, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. After the punch, maybe YM will start behaving. Thank you, Zach. I feel the market will be bearish because of bulls for a couple days. No, I don't know about that. You know, I wouldn't say that's enough. I wouldn't say that's enough. It's a very strong market, you know. And a lot of times people can start to think, you know, the market can't go up forever, right? It's gonna go down at some point. There's not more room. There's no upside opportunity. And I saw a ton of those posts, and those people, I'm sure, are liquidated, you know, now. So, you know, important to note that. You've got to put another pic of your desk setup or a link to the O1. I don't think I actually caught it. Sure. Yeah, I will. Oh, because the monitor that I punched. I'll show you. I'll show you guys my desk setup. Funny thing is, I'm still shorted today after getting smoked yesterday and other days. Yeah, Trump interview on PBS right now. Just wicked me out of my shorts, damn it. Okay, yeah, Trump talking. That's not good. Yeah, really haven't been seeing too much insane liquidity, but, you know, there are comments coming out of him. I've been watching some orange pop up on New Squawk. Stanley Trader, we need your study your strategy. I have to call myself out. Because of you, I added VWAP and volume to my system, and my hit rate has gone up leaps and bounds. Thanks, man. 30 MD30, man. I'd love to hear that. Love to hear that, man. That's awesome. It's awesome. I think I had something on here. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Hang on. That's awesome. Yep, Trump talking. Yep, I'm long in Q and green and scared. Trump talking. Yeah, it's reason to be scared, unfortunately, but he's always talking, man. You know, for better or for worse. That dude's been talking a lot. Let me throw this up here. I have like, I would argue, one of the best setups. I have the pay to win setup. I have two Samsung widescreen. Are they Samsung? Or am I an idiot? Hold on. Samsung, yeah, Samsung G9. Let me show you what I got going on here, guys, because you guys asked about it. This was a funny meme that I had made. All this just to underperform the S&P. But this is what I'm looking at right now, guys. These are two Samsung G9 monitors on the bottom, 49-inch side by side, and these are, I think, like just 32-inch regular monitors. MacBook Pro that's spec'd out pretty nicely, and a couple other fun stuff for streaming. Right now I got a bunch of cameras and lights and stuff sitting in here, but that's the streaming setup on a really, really big two-person desk. It's just epic. I love it. Definitely not needed. You can make a whole bunch of money with a phone, you know, and a crappy internet connection. And I, you know, did not have a beautiful setup like that for a long period of time. I was very grateful that this year I got to build out the office that I'm sitting in right now to any way that I wish. And it's been awesome to make this space, you know, my own. So I got to pick, like, what would I pick if I could do anything with a trading setup? Exactly what I have in front of me. I have all the way out here monitors going all the way across me, and then it's all working off of a laptop, which I could slap the you know, the screen down on and go and travel and trade and do whatever I want to do. You know, different types of, you know, higher end mics and stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. But we had somebody ask about props, and I said I was going to talk props, and we're going to talk props. And I think it was. It was on here. Yeah, so Zach, do you have an eval account size you prefer? Given the risk you put on per trade, I'd guess the 50K. Trump, blah, 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 war, blah, 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 peace. Yeah. Hey, Baron, did you catch the law? That's hysterical. That's hysterical. I'm going to get rid of that comment. I want to say it out loud because for some reason, the W word, W-A-R, I don't know why we're not supposed to say, I think. I don't know why. I've heard a couple things from some inside people on YouTube and streaming. YouTube's super touchy, so I'm just not going to put that one in there. Can I show something here that I use? It's pretty amazing. Sorry if you answered before, by the way. Hard to step away for a second. Pam, funny. Beautiful setup. What up, Zach? What up, Michael? Goals, a setup of yours. Makes sense completely. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Streaming stuff is weird. Some of these companies just, you know, don't want specific stuff said or not said, so I try to play by the rules. I curse, but I try not to curse on here. Okay, here is the questions. What is my preferred account size? And this is a topic that I'm actually gonna make a video on. First, let me run through this, guys. I am trading everybody now that's down on the bottom of the screen plus Tradeify, and I'm gonna go through the accounts that I'm trading at every one real quick. Here's with Lucid, the accounts that I was trading before I got kicked were the Lucid Flex 50K. Most prop firms nowadays have a couple of different options of account sizes and types, right? Lucid, for example, has Direct, which is an instant funded account, no eval, and they have two options. And this is very common to see across the other firms. They have the Flex, which is a no consistency in funded, no DLL, but a 5 minimum trading day to pay out. The Pro has a DLL and a consistency rule in funded. There's some other differences between the two, right? I prefer the Flex style accounts, the no consistency rule in funded accounts. Just a preference, right? The funded accounts, the instant funded accounts are really awesome. And I did have a preference towards these because I was just so tired of taking evals. And I think they're great. And in fact, the account that I was trading before this Top 1 Live account, all of them actually, were instant funded accounts, so I can trade them. But the tight consistency rule is pretty tough to work with, especially if you're someone that likes to put on more risk and have bigger winning days, bigger losing days, and you don't mind scalping for some flip days. So the Flex accounts, right? And now to talk account size, really important here, guys. And this is not just for me, this is something important. I made a reel on this. You have differences here, right? And it's not just the price. So let's compare the 50K and the 150K. And this holds true in general across multiple prop firms, right? Not just Lucid. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar. So from the 50K to the 150K account size, the price about triple, right? From $100 to about $300. Code RDF going to get you the best deal. And again, one is not better or worse. I'm just going to talk about some of the differences. The max loss limit to profit target ratio on the 50K is easier than the 150K. Look at the max loss limit, $2,000. It doesn't triple here. It goes to $4,500. Look at the profit target here. It triples here. It goes from $3,000 to $9,000. You have a worse profit target to draw down to max loss limit ratio, okay? It's harder to pass, right? The larger account size. Past that, some obvious differences. You could trade much bigger size in the 150Ks. You have obviously more room to work once you get into the funded account. The other really important part here, two really important parts, I think Lucid Flex, payouts, right? One key difference, the flip days, right? The minimum trading days, $150 counts as a green day for the 50K account, $250 for the 150K account. So slight difference there. But here's a really important one. You're not able to take triple the payout from the larger accounts. You're not even able to take double the payout from the larger accounts, in fact. You could take a max payout from the 50Ks of $2,000 per payout, per request, per account. And you could take $3,000 from the 150Ks. That's important. Now, remember, in order to take a $2,000 payout, you have to put up $4,000. And you have to put up $4,000 with a $2,000 max loss limit. In the 150K account, you have to put up $6,000 to take a $3,000 payout. That's easier to do with a $4,500 max loss limit. So technically, it is easier to get towards a payout if you look at profit target to max loss limit in the funded account. But you don't get to take triple the payout. You don't get triple the max loss limit. Sometimes you don't get triple the size to trade. Important to note that. And a lot of this is arguing for the 50K account. It's a very aggressive account, and it's why they're so dangerous. It's why the ROI is so high on the 50Ks, and why I've traded the 50Ks for so damn long. It's not that I can't trade the 150Ks, right? I just do better because I'm more aggressive. I could trade, 3 for the price of 1, and I can aggressively work towards payouts. Now, clear downside, really important downside, an advantage to the 150K. If and when you get moved live with Lucid, I'm watching this trade push higher, guys, hang on. If and when you get moved live with Lucid, I'm holding it. There's nothing I'm going to do. Trump's talking positive. Market's just going to continue to drive up. That's going to be that. Important consideration. If and when you get moved live with Lucid, with Top 1 Futures, with Top Step, with Tradeify, it's an advantage to be in the larger account size. It's an advantage to be in, I don't know where it went, but it's an advantage to be in the 150K accounts. Why? You're typically either going to get moved in with a 150K account and be trading the same parameters like you are with Lucid, or you're going to be able to take more with you. You're able to take more profit to that live account, right? And have better parameters in the live environment. So, you know, things to ask yourself. Are you trading them aggressively? Are you copy trading? You know, how confident are you? What is your goal? To work towards one payout, right? Quickly? Are you taking multiple payouts like I was, and maybe something should have clicked a little bit earlier, which it should have, to say, hey, you know what? Why don't you hop over to the 150K? Start, you know, trading and passing some of those. And this way, when you get pulled over to a live, you know, you can get moved in with the larger account size. So, you know, this is similar. This is similar across a lot of firms, right? Let's do another example. Tradeify, who I am partnered with. Tradeify, who I'm partnered and affiliated with now again. This is pretty cool. They just dropped another trading competition. If you take a look at the select flex accounts, which are the ones that I just started to trade, if you look at the 50K to the 150K, right? Take a look at some of the same things that we're talking about. Look at the max loss limit, right? Look at the max loss limit. Look at the profit target, 2,000, 3,000. Look at the 150K, 4,500, 9,000, right? So same profit target to max loss limit difference on the ratio between those two. Look at the you know, max payout, 5,000 from the 150K, you know, 3,000 from the 50K, right? So not triple. But also same thing when it comes to the live account. You know, you're going to have a better time getting kicked over from 150Ks. Not quite triple the price on these guys, for sure. They got a really aggressive 150K one-time fee. But some important things to note. So, you know, for me, I bounced back and forth a lot in the past, 50Ks, 150Ks, you know, all that different stuff. I love the 50Ks. I just find them the easiest for all of those reasons. I can manage risk with $2,000. You know, it's the math is simple on it. But I'm moving myself into the 150Ks because, one, I have the capital to do so. So even though the ROI might not be as great, it just allows for bigger capacity, just objectively. You know, you could take bigger payouts, right? And you could do it with a wider, you know, max loss limit when you look at the funded account. But also, I'm getting kicked to live accounts, and it's not helping me to get moved to live accounts from 50Ks, right? Especially if I'm going to get moved really fast, the way that I did with Lucid. So, you know, important stuff to note there. But, you know, if you're just starting out, smaller account sizes, you know, keep risk low. You're not taking payouts anyway. You're just losing money, so keep the amount of money you're losing low. As you get better, I think the 50Ks are a dangerous account type. These are the most profitable for traders, least profitable for prop firms. That's some insider info. 150Ks also get pretty profitable for traders and unprofitable just because the max payouts are so big. But if you're taking, you know, some payouts, you might want to consider the 150Ks. But it depends. Just depends on what you're doing. You know, you might say, hey, Zach, I'm still a beginner, and I only want to trade one account, but I don't want to work with a tiny little drawdown. It's like nothing in the futures market. You know, I want to be able to trade the 150Ks and work with 4,500. You might say, hey, Zach, like the 50Ks are cool, but these have scaling rules, and I can only trade 4 minis. I'm a scalper, and, you know, I need big size, right? So there's different parameters that come into play to say, hey, this is best for you or not best for you. But something really important to think about is this. Really important. Max loss limit to profit target ratio. And then what you need to do to get paid out, how much you can get paid out in the account, and, you know, what you have to put up relative to that max loss limit in the funded account. It's pretty interesting to look at. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. You'll see me trading. You'll see me trading a mix. You'll see me trading a mix. 50Ks and 150Ks. I really like the 50Ks. I'm still going to trade them really aggressively. But as I start to take more payouts from more firms, I'm going to bump myself up to the, you know, the 150Ks. You know, and as payout caps change, right? You know, here's an example, something that changed really quickly. You know, I like many people started on Top Step, right? I like many people started on Top Step. I'm still trading Top Step accounts, right? I'm not partnered or affiliated with these guys, but, you know, important to note this stuff. The 50Ks, the 50Ks for the standard accounts were $50, right? The 150Ks were $150. They both had a $150 activation fee. When you got into the funded account, you were able to take the same payout between both of these. You weren't given a bigger payout with the 150K. So the 50Ks held a ton of weight, Now, you know, we've got a payout cap that was reduced here. You're only able to take, is it 2,000, I think? Out of the 50K, now you can still take 5,000 out of the 150K. So, you know, the advantages, you know, and all that fun stuff starts to shift. So, you know, hopefully this provides some insights into, you know, to what I'm doing and what I like to do and all that fun stuff. Get rid of all these. Questions, concerns, comments. With top one, the accounts that I really like, just to go over it, the accounts that I've really crushed it in with these guys. I'm gonna go through all of them real quick since we're doing it. Let's go through all of them. We did Lucid, we did Tradeify, we did Top Step, Top One Futures. My favorites from these guys, OG Instant Sim Funded. OG Instant Sim Funded. These are slept on, crazy slept on. These have a daily loss limit. These have a tight consistency rule. Here's the big advantage with instant funded, and I'm going to use this as an example. This is a 50K account, okay? There's no eval directly into a funded account. If you put up $3,000 and follow the 20% consistency rule, you could take out $2,500. Think about the difference between trading an eval for multiple days, where you have to put up $3,000, and then into a funded account where you have to put up another $4,000 before you take out $2,000. You have to trade for way longer and put up way more profit and have way higher ROI, right? You know, relative to your, not ROI is not the right word for it, rate of return relative to your max loss limit, right? So these are badass. Obvious drawbacks, right? You're going to have a tight consistency rule on any instant funded account, and they're going to be pricier, right? You're going to pay money for that. But something that's super slept on, if you're someone that does not mind a consistency rule, you're not a high ROI trader, you like to trade slowly, you know, absolutely badass. Continuing on. Take profit trader. I'm going to go through all of them. Taking multiple payouts from these guys this year. They don't have any different account types. They just have, you know, one account type. It's the regular account into the pro account and then into the live account, okay? The most different out of everybody for me that I trade, because they have intraday trailing drawdown on the funded account. It's tough. It's a 5-day eval, and then it's, sorry, I just had to read something. That's a daily payout account. I'm watching some volatility over here. These are solid. Take Profit Trader's been around for forever, damn near forever. Super solid firm. Different. Big opportunity, daily payouts in the funded account. You can take a massive payout from the 50Ks, but you're going to deal with an intraday trailing drawdown. I personally, and I'm happy to be transparent, I've done the worst on Take Profit. I haven't really traded aggressively on Tradeify and Alpha just yet. I'm just getting started with them, like I talked about this week. On Tradeify, Alpha, I just started getting kicked off with them. I've done the worst on Take Profit this year. I really have. The intraday trailing drawdown is the reason for that. It's tough. Great account type. Probably not best for beginners, in my humble opinion. Long eval as well. And Alpha Futures, I was trying to figure out what account type I wanted to trade with. These guys just dropped my favorite account type, the one that I'm talking about on Lucid and Top Step and Tradeify. This bad boy right here. It's essentially a flex account, right? Look at the 50K account. Look at what you have to do. Look at the rule set. It's very similar. So I'm going to trade these to payouts. So essentially, you know, this is kind of the full suite of accounts that I'm trading, what I'm looking at. Again, guys, if you want to trade with any of these, code RDF gets you the best deal. I like these firms. I trade with them. There's other firms out there. You know, you could trade with them. Again, Top Step, I'm not partnered or affiliated with them. They, you know, I didn't love everything that I saw out of them. I saw some improvement on the payout speed. I felt like, you know, I had my due diligence to post that. Give credit where it was due. They posted the hell out of it and hit me up. And, You know, it's cool if you're taking payouts from a firm, whether you're, you know, going to get paid from them or not by somebody using your code or whatever, to give credit where it's due, you know. I had a lot of negative things to say about Top Step and Project X, you know, last year into this year, and I spoke my mind on that, and I'll speak my mind when I see something positive. I think that's a really telltale sign, you know, of somebody who's affiliated and partnered with firms. Do they only ever say positive things about the firms that are paying them, and they only ever say negative things, you know, about the firms that are not paying them? Person's probably bought and paid for. You know, they don't have any of their own unique opinions, and they're never going to speak their mind. So I will tell you when I don't like stuff about firms that I am partnered or affiliated with, which I have in the past, and I will continue to. So anyway, that's the full scope. Full scope. Locked out for the day. Too slow and grindy. Yep. Not blowing up 500 to 500 on this eval. Nice. No, not worth it. Not worth it. Starting to do the math on the 150Ks. I've been sticking to the 100Ks during the learning period. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Kind of a middle ground. Thanks for the explanation. I'm in a 50K Ignite right now. Solid account. I think I'll try the Lucid next because of the consistency score aspect of it. Yep. Top one cooking up. Anything else? Yes, they are, Purple Ninja. Yes, they are. They cooked up a super aggressive eval account, which I really liked. I was trading the live accounts when those rolled out, and I'm trading the live accounts now, so I don't think I'm going to be able to trade much that they roll out. But they're going to roll out another similar to that eval style account. They had a daily payout account, which was really, really aggressive. And I think they're going to roll something out like that. Nice try. Nice trade to the upside on ES. I'm done for the day. Can you talk about the live thing? Yes, I can. Pam, thank you for reminding me. Let me do a sip of water first. Yes, I can. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Every firm is going to have parameters to move you live at a certain point. They're going to have a rough estimate of when you can be considered live. It's really important to note that it's not clear cut. Every single firm is the same here. I don't know anyone that's different yet. Take profit is pretty damn clear cut. But at their discretion, based on how many payouts you take in total number of payouts, total quantity of payouts, maybe it's payouts from the same account, you are considered for a live account. If and when you get moved into a live account with a prop firm, because you traded well enough to get that done, you are given advantages and disadvantages. Typically what happens is all of the accounts that you have are done. They're paused or they're, you know, removed, and you're moved into one or multiple live accounts based on whatever the parameters of their live program are. Okay? They're all different. And so rather than try to talk on, rather than try to like speak on any one, in general, you're either moved with a certain amount of profit that you have left in the account or accounts that you're trading, or you're paused and you're moved into one or multiple accounts with the same parameters that you were trading, right? Kind of like sim accounts that are just live. The thought process behind this from the prop firm side is you're either an asset or a liability in sim, right? Let's be honest about this. You're an asset to the firm if you're losing more money than you're making. You're a liability to the firm if you're making more money than you're losing. When you become a liability in sim, you should be an asset in live. You're making more money than you're losing, both, you know, with the firm, and you should be able to in the markets. So they are, the theory is they're going to put, you know, money behind your trading. They can't physically allow you to stay in sim and just rinse and repeat and run it up in sim payouts, right? They got to try to put you live. And I put live in quotes because, you know, there's some talk there. Now, why do traders like or not like a live account? It's kind of cool as a badge of honor. You know, you can't buy a live account. You can't just be an idiot and get into a live account. You know, you have to do well enough after passing evals in funded accounts to get to a live account. So there's a little bit of that badge of honor, but removing that, which I think, you know, who cares about that? You have advantages in live accounts if you can actually trade. And a lot of traders don't like live accounts because they got really good at playing the sim game. They're aggressively running through evals and funded accounts, and they're not doing anything that would make sense in a singular live account because they can't hit the reset button. I'm not saying you can't aggressively trade prop firm accounts, which I do, and actually be attempting to trade and develop a skill set where you can get into a singular live account and, you know, double and triple it, taking multiple payouts from it over a long period of time. But a lot of traders, they don't want that. They either they can't do it or they don't want it, right? Combination of both. So that's where some of the conflict comes in. Now, there's also a lot of other pieces to that puzzle where, you know, maybe you don't feel it's fair, the amount of money or the amount of accounts that you're able to take live with you. Maybe you're copy trading a lot of accounts, you have a ton of profit, and you feel that all of that sim profit goes by the wayside when you get moved live. Maybe the parameters moving into a live account from sim with those big buffers are just not ideal to you. But either way, maybe you feel that having your own live account would be better. Either way, this has been, and I think will always be, the path that prop firms take. It's going to continue to change. It's really going to continue to change, where I think live accounts have been tightened up. They've really been tightened up. It used to be much better, I'll be honest with you. It used to be much better. The stuff that Top Step used to do and some of the others was like insane. You could take a massive amount with you live. You had access to it after a certain point. It was insane parameters. They tightened up. People are getting through sim really aggressively, and they're getting to live, and they're intentionally blowing it, or they're not intentionally blowing it, you know, all that type of stuff. Important notes here. Important notes, and I'll finish this rant. And if you guys have questions, you know, please feel free to ask. Also, please make sure you're watching live. Go down to the bottom. I can see some people that seem to be responding late. Make sure you're watching the live stream live by clicking the live button. Once you get moved to a live account, right, you have to you want to try to trade well. Because if you become one of these traders that trades really well in sim, gets to a big live account, and immediately blows the prop firm's money in the live account, right? Theoretically, they're supposed to have money behind it. You know, there's debate about that. Whatever. And they put you back in sim. Maybe they give you a cooldown period. Maybe they ban you right there. But they put you back in sim, and you continue to do that, right? Maybe 2-3 times. You run the risk of them saying, hey, listen, you know, you're not breaking rules, but we have a protocol for this. You are able to leverage the sim environment for some reason, whether that's just by hammering the reset button and having unlimited capital to do so, by doing something in sim that just does not translate to live. You can make money in sim, you can't make money live. We can't allow you to keep making money in sim, and you can't trade live because you keep blowing it. You know, you're done. Or you have a cooldown period. A lot of these firms have implemented, like, you know, you're going to trade one account, or you're going to trade no accounts for, you know, 4 weeks or 2 weeks, or, you know, whatever it is, or 3 months. You know, so again, this is high level stuff. Most people are not there. Most people are not passing props. They're not taking enough payouts to be considered, you know, for live accounts. But once you get there, it's important to note this stuff. So a lot of traders in the past were intentionally blowing live accounts. They would just immediately get moved live and go, screw that. I don't care about this live account. I'm going to YOLO it day one, blow it, or just DLL until I blow it really quickly, go back to sim, rinse and repeat. You can't do that. There's also rules, important to note, against intentionally blowing sim accounts before a move to live. Let's say the firm that you're trading with considers you for a live account after 4 payouts from the same account, or 6 payouts from the same account, right? If you've taken multiple payouts and then you blow the account, you know, full port the day before, you know, your next payout, that could be considered, you know, prohibited practice, avoiding the move to live. So, you know, prop firms have a lot of capacity. I think they're great to leverage, and I've talked a lot about this. I've started to talk more about it with firms, you know, with the community. They have to decide what they're going to do. As traders get better, as they figure out the prop firm game, as they're able to, you know, leverage and make more money for whatever reason, what are they going to do with these guys, right? You know, who is the prop firm for, right? You know, at what point do they say, hey, you know what? No, it's not for super advanced traders that could trade huge size, you know, or we're going to put you in a live account, and if you can't make it happen once or twice, you know, you'll go back to a test, or, you know, something different. So, you know, but that's kind of where they're at now. That's where they're at now. Important to note. Important to note. Hopefully that helps, guys. Hope that helps. But it's changing. It's changing quickly. And every prop firm is different. There's a lot of similarities, and that's generally the similarities. But read the frequently asked questions on the prop firm pages, right? So, you know, after I, you know, was trading Lucid, I read the frequently asked questions. You know, what does this transition look like? Trading top one, trading top step, trading. What does this transition look like? How can I set myself up if I think that's going to happen? You know, that type of stuff. Cool. Yeah. Important to talk about that because I wanted to talk about that. So good question. Fantastic bit of education on those accounts. Interested. Cool. Makes sense. Changes. Yes. If I observed correctly, you tend to trade with a 1K stop loss looking for at least 1-to-1 evals and 500 for live accounts. Is that about right? No, not really, Rhombus. I'm all over the place, to be honest. I'm not that fixed with it. It depends. It depends on what accounts I'm trading. It depends on where the accounts are. It depends on what account size. What I tend to do in general, which I think will provide some clarity, is in these flex style accounts, right? The no consistency and funded, 5 minimum trading days, is I'll wait for good setups here with you guys on the live stream, after the live stream, overnight session. I'm doing much more of that into pre-market, and I'll put bigger risk trades on, right? Full risk, whatever it is. And then, if those play out well, great. I've got to trade a couple more days. I'll take some stupid scalpy trades to try to get past that minimum trading day. Maybe not stupid scalpy trades, but higher frequency, right? Typically on NQ. That's generally what I'm doing with funded prop firm accounts. In evals, I get through them extremely quickly. Without being any more descriptive, I'm passing or failing them in the minimum amount of time. I will pass or fail in 2 days, or that's it. If it's a 2-day eval. If it's a 3-day eval, it's 3 days. If it's a 5-day eval, it's 5 days, right? That dictates what I'm doing in the evals. I'm trading them extremely aggressively to get through them quickly. I have confidence and capital and experience to do that. I try to, play within the rule set as to not overdo it. But, that's, if I have to take evals, if they're going to make me take an eval, that's how I'm going to get through evals. All right. In the funded account, it's still very aggressive, what I would say. But that's essentially how I'm able to approach them and why I like the no consistency rule accounts. I like to put up, bigger days when I see really good opportunities to leverage and really press the gas pedal. And then trade smaller for minimum trading days, right? That's what works well for me. In live accounts, it's just waiting for the good trades, right? Whether that's here with you guys on the live session, like I'm doing right now, overnight session, throughout the trading day, whether it's a prop firm live account or personal live account. And there's no consistency rule. There's no minimum trading days. So you just, size accordingly and trade the best way you see fit. So, but hopefully that helps. Yeah, man. Please do Lucid Flex Duck Race. Yeah, man. You don't have to. I know it's just because you guys like the account. We like the Lucid Flex accounts, right? Maybe we'll do Lucid Flex accounts next. I don't know. But you don't have to ask me for the different accounts. I give away, what the prop firm gives me to give away, or, what I think is a good account, and allows me to give a lot of them away, right? So they are usually the cheaper accounts. If I'm giving away 150K instant funded accounts, it's probably, I'm going to give one of them away a week, right? That's not very fun to do. But since we hung out this long, it's 11:30. You know what I'm thinking, guys? Since we started talking about giveaways. Maybe I'll wait a minute because I don't want to encourage you guys to ask questions because I don't just do questions when you give. I start with some decoys. What's the best trip that I'm taking my wife on? Oh, we've gotten to a lot of cool places, Rhombus. A lot of cool places, man. I think one of the coolest trips that I've gone on with my wife, and I'm happy to tell you, my wife is a boss. My wife makes a considerable amount of money. She makes more money than most of the guys that we go in to hang out with. So when we go on a trip, it's usually not me taking my wife on a trip. It's us going on a trip together. I'm grateful to be in that situation. She's an absolute beast. Shout out to my wife. But no, we've gone on some awesome trips. And we've gone back and forth, right? I've supported her when she's stepped out and taken risks in her career. She supported me as I've stepped out and taken risks in my career, right? We've come from different, slightly different backgrounds as far as what we had growing up. Both went to college and, you end up in different spots. But if you can find yourself a partner, it's just a complete sidetrack. If you can find yourself a partner that you're in it 100%, you guys burn the bridges and it's ride or die, and you guys take risks together, it puts you in an insane spot. But completely sidetracked there, and I'm not going to talk in detail on my wife. Love my wife. I'm not going to dox that any more than I already have. Probably one of the coolest trips that I've taken recently with my wife was Switzerland. We went to Switzerland, all over the Swiss Alps, to so many different awesome cities there. Got to eat cheese fondue, go see where they birth Rolexes and fancy-ass watches. Got to hike in the Swiss Alps. It was absolutely amazing. Flew in and out of Zurich. Went to Grindelwald, which was amazing. Lucerne. Lauterbrunnen. I can't pronounce anything. I'm an idiot, guys. But I think it was Lauterbrunnen. It was awesome, man. Went paragliding there. Got to see a friend that I went to college with, who was one of my closest friends growing up, and I'm still close to him. Spoke to him last week. He lives in Switzerland and just had a baby over there with his wife. So it was awesome. It's a really awesome trip. Just a really cool place. You have so much different stuff. Everything in Switzerland is so nice. People were super nice, super friendly. The food was amazing. Went to the Linnet, or is it Lint or Linnet chocolate factory, which was really cool. Went to see how and where they made Gruyere cheese in the town of Gruyere, which was super cool. That was a really awesome trip. But we've been a lot of places, man. Been a lot of places. All over the Caribbean, diving all over the Caribbean. Not a ton in Europe. Not a ton in Europe, to be honest. I'm not super well traveled in Europe, but hopefully more. So. Anyway, man. Wife's the hit. Oh shit. Wife's the hitman. I'm out. Look at you, professional sugar baby trader. Nah, not quite that. But you know, I'm an honest guy about everything, and it's epic if you could find yourself in a situation where you and your partner in crime both crush it financially, right? We also don't have kids right now, so no babies for me running around, so we can both work and crush it. Not everybody's in that situation. You know, sometimes you have a bunch of babies and somebody's got to take care of those babies if you're not going to hire somebody to take care of them. So anyway, we got sidetracked. Anyway, nice. On my list, only been through. Europe is a bit risky right now. I would not advise anyone if it's far. Interesting. So now that we went through cool spots that I've been, watching this trade sit around break even, maybe come back to give me the W, we're going to run another giveaway, guys. Get ready. Hop in Discord. We're going to do another giveaway. Let me throw this in the chat. Bang. My wife, being the amazing woman, stayed home with babies while I work a 9 to 5 and trade full time. There you go. 100%, right? And I, you know, maybe I'm in a very different situation in the future, right? And I think a lot of men and women, because it's all different, right, end up in those situations. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, without giving you me and my wife's age, we're also relatively young. At least what I would consider. So, hop in Discord, guys. We're about to run a giveaway. This one is not for a Lucid Flex account. This one is going to be for a Top 1 Futures account. Shout out Top 1 Futures. We're back in the live account. We're about to rinse and repeat because this market's about to absolutely dump right here. Trump's going to nuke it. And we're going to give out a 50K eval from Top 1 Futures. Let me go ahead and get this form ready. Ready to rip. Hang on one second, guys. And it will be in the giveaways. Channel in Discord, if that wasn't obvious enough. Why is the giveaway form not working? Hang on one second. Chatty McChat. We want to run a giveaway, man. Oh, what's going on? What is happening, chat? There we go. All right. You have to fill the form out. Everybody gets to fill this one out. It's a new giveaway. I'm going to get rid of everything in the giveaways channel so we don't confuse anybody with this. We're going to get rid of the old form. Let's get rid of that. Boom. Open until, what are we going to do here? 11:40 a.m. It is live in the giveaways channel in the chat. Giving them all my effort to give them the life they deserve. Michael, man, come on, bro. Don't make me cry. That's why we do it, man. That's why we do it, man. I posted this on X. Let me see if I can pull this up. While I don't have children of my own, I do have a loving wife that I work very hard for, even though she's a beast herself. I have a loving family. I have a mother and father that I work very hard for, and here's some other little children that I work very hard for. This was last weekend, where I was spending some time with my goddaughters. I have multiple goddaughters that I absolutely love. If you don't have some family in your life, man, I feel for you. I'm sure there's, maybe you don't have cute little, I try to like not put their faces so, you know, AI doesn't do weird stuff. But man, I try to remember when I'm pissed off and struggling and being a whiny brat or just whatever it is that, there's people in your life to work hard for, man. If you're not going to do it for yourself that day, do it for them. Do it for somebody else, right? So I love that, man. And remember that ambition is awesome. It could drive you. It could really drive you. But trading's a long game. You know, life is a long game. Keep it steady down the middle, man. Don't burn yourself out. It's epic. Now we need some wife packing trips for the unmarried fraternity. Yeah. That's funny. My situation's the same. A-Deal King, there you go, bro. Yeah. I would say my situation's the same, man. I would say my situation's very similar as well, right? You know, I won't go into too much detail, guys, but, you know, I have a lot to work for. I wasn't handed an enormous stuff in life, and I have people in my family that I am looking to help, right? I'm looking to help. Cars are awesome, right? I didn't post it on that post, but I put it on IG. Cars are awesome, right? I have a Porsche. I'm very grateful for that. Travel's awesome. Luxury stuff is awesome. Doing fun stuff is awesome, right? Going cool places. It's epic. That's experiencing life, buying nice things, eating good, like, you know, living the, you know, that lavish life is wonderful. Really nothing compares to being around and giving back to your loved ones. And maybe it's not your you know, blood relatives. Maybe it's somebody else, you know, your friends that you consider family, you know, your community, right? Because I try to recognize that I got people in my life that don't have family the way that I have family, right? But they have other family. It's very fulfilling. So work hard, guys. Work hard. You got people counting on you. All right, we got 10 minutes. Get the giveaway form filled out. We are back at break even on this trade. Market wants to figure out if it's going to give me the fat W. But good conversation today, guys. We got to go through the prop accounts that I'm trading and live accounts and account sizes. This was all stuff that I wanted to talk about. So great questions from you guys, and hopefully it's helpful. I try to provide this info so you guys can get some value out of it, right? Oh, wait a minute. No, the giveaway form's good. Giveaway form should be good. Core fillet. Let's get it. Yeah. It's awesome. You guys are hella motivational today. The things that we do for the people we love. That's it. That's it, man. Family's why we do it. I do want to do it for family. Take the risk of you drop. I feel you, man. I feel you. This is what I'm working towards. Beautiful, man. Yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Zach started typing and thought, he's going to say, give me the fat W. Give me the W. Let's go. Come on. Is this good? Is this better, guys? Go down. Down this way. Down. Is this good? Oh, guys. We'll see. We'll see what Marcus got for me. What's your ethnicity, bro? Yeah, Ben, you can tell by my last name. You should be able to tell by my last name, man. I'm a mutt. I'm mixed, but my last name is public, and it's a fairly unique last name that gives away my ethnicity. You could probably tell by the color of my skin that I'm fairly white, but like I'm not like really light colored white. Like there's something else. There's something. He's not maybe from, middle of America. There might be some like sand in that bloodline. There might be some deserts where those people were. Oh man. Throw the magnet on there, Zach. That should do it. Yeah. Use the pickaxe method. Yeah. There is knew that resistance happening. Full-time social worker, Uber driver, and somewhat try to be full-time trader. Everything for family. Yeah, dude. I love that, man. I love that. It's awesome to hear, guys, that you're all coming from spots. You're all coming from spots where you're trying to do it for your family, man. Trying to do it for your family, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. I think it gives you a lot of drive. I think it can be a lot of stress, right? I think it can be a lot that weighs on your shoulders when you got people counting on you. Again, I don't have children myself, but I can't imagine, man. I go back home and I'm around, family that has them, and I'm like, dude, I don't know how you do it. It's crazy, man. But it's good to have. It's really good to have. Getting messages from you guys. Let's see. We got news. Do we have breaking? Because I don't have it. Uh-oh. Maybe. I don't have anything breaking on News Squawk too quick that was insane, but it's just been nonstop, so, who knows? It's just all day, every day. It's war, it's conflict. So, anyway, not supposed to say the W word. You're Armenian. Yes, I'm Armenian. I hate news. Supreme leader setting new rules for ships. Yup, shorting and queue at highs. It's a tough one. That's funny. I think if you look at the people who stick with trading long term, majority of them tend to be people with goals and drive to change their lives. Yeah. And that of their families. Yeah, for sure. 100%, man. This is a long game, right? A lot of people come to trading because it's like Wi-Fi money, internet money. I could just do it whenever I can. And you can. It's a very low barrier for entry. But, they bounce around from like Amazon FBA, drop shipping, and then they go on to like, whatever. Like, it's not like that. It's really not like that. It's a long game. You know, you can make some quick money, but you're going to lose that money just as quick. So, yeah, the people that stick around and do anything hard, you know, I think have discipline within themselves. But they usually got some people, you know, in their life that they're fighting for. You know, they usually got some people that, you know, that they're fighting for sure. Reading some chat as I'm watching this market start to turn. Guys, I'm going to give you 2 more minutes before we run this giveaway. This is going to be for a top 1 futures 50K eval account. Elite access eval account. Not to put too many names on it. Go ahead, get this one filled out. I'm going to remind you guys one more time. Link is in the chat. Kobe, what's up? Completely agree. Was able to buy my grandparents. Yeah, man. Dude. Nothing like it, man. Nothing like it. Nothing like it helping out your family. Absolutely nothing like it. All right. Mike, there's another form. There's another form in Discord. In the giveaway channel. Mike, if you didn't fill it out, I'm going to put your name on there. You can't miss 2 of them. Guys, in the giveaway channel, we ran another one. This is the second one. In the giveaway channel, there is a giveaway form that's open right now. It's accepting responses. I'm going to give you guys, since you said it, I'm going to give you guys another minute to fill it out. Maybe I wasn't clear. We were yapping about a whole bunch of different stuff. I'm going to try to not take my eyes too far off this market. Talked about not getting too distracted. I'm definitely getting distracted. YM put a higher high in. ES put a higher high in. NQ, lot choppier. Nice big movement in the overnight session. YM, beautiful movement. I mean, look at this, man. Look at this. You want to know why? Excuse me. You want to know why I'm trading outside of NYSE more and more? You want to know why I'm swing trading? Look at this, dude. Look at the opportunity here. You had 711 points to get involved. That was the range. You know, it's only 11:45, right? So we could rip today. But where's 9:30? Here's our New York range. My bad. Let's be exact. I mean, you know, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here? So, you know, when you want to know why I'm swinging trades overnight and swing trading and, you know, trading pre-market and, you know, holding stuff for longer periods of time, this is why. Big movements. Now, it's not always the case. Traditionally, NYSE is the most volatile session, you know, big movements. But we've had a lot of this crap. A lot of this just overnight news, you know, session changeover. Now, I don't like trading Asia. I made some jokes about Asian session propaganda. You know, we got to trade Asia session, like sit there and watch paint dry. But, you know, a lot of movement. But just mapping out this trade. Again, fill the form out. I'm about to close it out, but I'm giving you guys a second chance here. Mapping out this trade. We got problems here now. Purple Ninja asked me, why am I such a stubborn POS and I hold through VWAP? VWAP is dynamic here, guys. And it's continued to come higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, even as I'm in this trade, right? So, I don't love this. I don't love this to have to hold through. Where would be a really nice spot? Whoa, not there. High volume node. Some lows that were put in before this last pop up. That's not enough for me, obviously. Where's the next danger zone? Here. VWAP consolidation pre-market before we took off into NYSE open, right? The 930 low. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Let's hear what this news is going to be. Come on, give me the dump. Give me the quick dump. Obviously got some volatility coming in here, guys. I don't have Squawk on, but I would be surprised if that's not a headline. We could see this. We could see this move against me. I'm going to close the form out right now since I left it open for way too long. Could see this move against me. That pop to the upside on ES and is coming right down. It could absolutely move in my direction. If it does aggressively move down here towards VWAP, I may look to take profit on this bad boy. Again, where would area number 3? I was just mapping out some like take profit areas, right? Closest to the trade, least amount of profit, safest area, next high volume. We really wouldn't have to break any of this trend to the downside in order to hit that. Breaks and retest, really, really clean to the upside. That would be number 1. Area number 2 for a take profit. VWAP, obviously, right here, but right in here. Right in here. Next key area on the chart. You could see it from multiple spots. You know, if we're just going to pull back a little bit deeper, maybe come down here, not quite break IB low, right? This would be spot number 2. And then the farther push down would be, you know, a larger reversal, right? All the way coming through these pre-market lows, all the way aggressively lower. I liked this area. I liked this area as a zone, right? This feels like a pretty important spot on the chart. But we got volatility coming in, man. So remember, headline risk in these markets. Headline risk in these markets. Be cautious. You know, live accounts is dicey to trade. Make sure you're using stops. You know, no financial advice, but and we're gonna run this giveaway right now, guys, and I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah, right down into that area. Just looking at what this looks like. Yeah, got all these lines off the chart confusing me. Pop to the upside, turned right back down, recovering in ES and NQ. NQ popped, then we started to sell back off. I don't have a big headline on that. A little bit of volatility out of YM, not really slowing his roll to the downside. Could ask New Squawk what it was, but I don't really feel the need to right now. All right, we have some ducks to get in the line. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Remember, if you want to check out Top 1 Futures, if you want to check out any of the firms that I am trading with, code RDF is not only going to get you the best deal at all of them, Top 1 Futures, Lucid, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, Alpha Futures. It's also going to get you an entry to win one of 5 accounts because we are doing the use code RDF giveaway. Where is it? Bang! Where if you use code RDF, you're also going to get entered to win more accounts. Let's go ahead and run it, guys. We're going to put 3 minutes on the clock. We're running kind of a long live stream here, but we got 2 trades on today. Let's run it. And we're doing 2 giveaways. Good luck, everybody. 3 minutes on the clock. Best of luck to you. Quick check of the market. Yeah, it's gonna figure out if it just wants to rip my face off or actually dump here. Kobe up front, man. What do we got going on here? There we go. Here's the news. Iran Forest Minister spokesman says Iran's response to America has not yet been presented to Pakistan. Okay, so they're marking that as a big headline. You can see it across Finex, Twitter. Yep. 14-point proposal is not yet conveyed to Pakistan. So, you know, again, just more and more headlines, man, and the market interpreting that, algos interpreting that. Let's go. Let's get somebody funded with a duck and let's get me a W. Let's run it, guys. Let's run it. Liquidity at 49,900. That's gonna be dicey. Kobe holding strong down on the bottom. Michael in the middle. Sam the trader. I see you in the middle. The Trump duck. The Batman duck down on the bottom. Drew. Let's see. VXXHA. You guys in your crazy YouTube names. Elizabeth 1. Danny Boy. Rob. Oh man. The European duck. I forget what you call it. The Smart Boy base. Adam out of nowhere. Middle of the pack. The naked ducks, bro. They're very aerodynamic. They don't have all that extra crap on them. Crazy, man. Crazy. All right, let's see. We got Adam. Adam Daz. Are you here in chat, Adam? I think you are. Whoa, wait. I don't want to do that. Because I think this person's been on the live streams before. You are the winner of a 50K Elite. There you go. Adam Daz in the chat. Taking a W. There he is. No way. Yeah, bro. Yeah. We got a W, man. We got a W. No, Adam, no way. W's in the chat for Adam taking the win on the Top 1 Futures account. The second giveaway of the day. Very nice, man. Very nice. Awesome to see, man. Awesome to see. Stream is delayed. Sorry. Yeah, I know, guys. You got to keep clicking this live button. It's annoying that YouTube does it. Yeah, I know. You're in. Guys, 2.5 hour stream. This is awesome. I'd love to see this thing dump and I could just grab a W on this. Remember, if you did not win the duck race today and you want to check out Top 1 Futures, link is in the chat. 50% off with code RDF, as well as all of your favorite prop firms and an opportunity to win an extra account or accounts. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work. Maybe you hop in Discord and all the details are there and I don't have to tell you exactly how it's going to work. Code RDF this week is going to get you entries to win additional prop accounts all damn week. You can also win accounts here on the live streams. Outside of that, guys, I'm going to let this trade run for a bit. We'll see what we can do. Getting ready to wrap up the stream. I appreciate you guys being here. Y'all have awesome. Zach, do these markets ever get better? Because this is just pain. They change, bro, but it is always pain. I've tried my hand at trading overnight as this would be the best time for me. How do you determine your analysis when everything seems to move so oddly? Rhombus. So 2 different types of trading overnight before we get ready to wrap this up. There's actually trading, like, Asia and London. Well, I guess technically it's all actually trading. But there's actively trading Asia and London, like scalping or intraday trading. And then there's, more swing trading, right? Swing trading overnight session is popular for prop firms because you have to be out at session changeover at the end of NYSE session. And you can get back in after, 6, 7, 8 p.m. Eastern. Around that time, maybe you do your analysis and you run it off of a much higher time frame, right? You run it off of a much higher time frame, like getting long in here on YM for a push to the upside, right? Or NQ, getting short in here for some godforsaken reason, and then, taking a stop out on a beautiful prop account. But you could run that overnight session trade. Kind of like what you would do just swing trading in general. And, again, there's benefits and drawbacks to that, but we won't go into too much detail. When I say, overnight session trades, right? Trading the overnight session, I mean swing trading. I mean doing what I'm doing here, but just walking away, and then wake up the next day and see what happened. So, anyway, that's what I got rolling today, guys. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to end this one with a trade on. Again, to the downside, I'll try to call out management. I don't know that I'm going to be able to. I got a handful of things to do after this. Multiple meetings, and some videos. I got to try to get recorded before Tampa next week. Traveling for an in-person seminar. Looking at this to the downside, this is going to be dicey to hold through. I'd love a quick crack back down here. Holding past 930 low and VWAP is going to be dicey. We'll see. We'll see. I'll try to call out management, but right now you can see I don't have a fixed take profit in. It's all the way down here. I'm looking for this to run to the downside. Probably something I hold on to. I'll try to call out management like I did yesterday, where I closed at break even after we just chopped around and did nothing. But you guys know my stop, and yeah, I'm not gonna promise it on this one just because I know I'm gonna be in meetings and there's a chance that I don't get to. But I'd love to see VWAP. I'd love to see VWAP. Anyway, guys, appreciate you being on. Thank you for being here. Quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop from accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Like Top of Futures code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Lucid, all the prop firms we talked about. Important for me to note that. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. For entertainment purposes only here, chat. Guys, I appreciate you. I will see you live here tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Let's finish out this week strong. Trade well. NFP Friday. Be cautious. Talk to you guys soon.